Now, even though FOTILE did sponsor the review of this stove, I don't think it's fair if we don't torture test the claims of the PCF filter that is inside of it. So I told them I was going to come up with the worst possible test I could for this. And I didn't have a range hood to capture any of the smoke in this test, but it's based off of something that just happened to me in real life with my regular stove. A few weeks prior to shooting this video, even though I knew I was going to get the stove, I may have made a very bad decision at home to cook a steak using a lot of butter and a very hot cast iron scale. It didn't turn out nearly as good as the ribeye that I did earlier on camera because, well, if you didn't know, the smoke point of butter is very low at 350 degrees. So to test the filter in this, we're putting essentially straight butter into the skillet, nothing else. I let the pan run on high heat for 10 minutes. I did check it with a thermometer, but it was about as hot as I could have ever stood it being in the room. You can see how terrible on camera the pan is smoking. So we took the whole pan and put it straight in the oven with it preheated to 400 degrees so it could generate and continue to generate as much smoke as possible. And again, we ran that oven for 400 degrees. I have one camera watching the smoke from the cooktop where the vents are to see if anything escapes the filter. And then we have another camera that kind of gets obscured because of all the smoke in the oven. And it continued to smoke on camera for about 1 to 2 minutes. According to the cameras though, all the smoke in the room and in the oven was pulled in about 8 minutes, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. And when it came to running the dual cameras, we had no visual evidence that the exterior vents on the unit was exhausting anything from the back of the unit. All we had was simply the PCF filter inside the range. The only proof I had at the end of the test was essentially the smell in a pan of absolutely burnt butter. And this honestly was horrible because even though we couldn't see the smoke, you could tell that there was still some odor of the burnt butter, which I thought was really bad. I don't think the filter could really remove the smell of baked in butter to the pan, but otherwise the smoke test passed really